Once again, welcome to Scrolls of Faith podcast, and we are here at BICC Lilongwe, where we are attending Adventist Laymen's Service and Industry Convention 2025. We'd like to have a chat with one of the facilitators for the meeting, so stay tuned. Welcome.
Welcome, my brother.
Welcome to our chat this afternoon.
Thank you for
May you tell us your name and also tell us what you were presenting yesterday. What was the presentation all about?
Okay, I am Talent Ncube. I come from Zimbabwe. I am an international award-winning master coach. I am an author of 2 books, and passionately and with calling, I am a pastor. So my presentation was a call to being comfortable in discomfort, a mindset shift. So you realize that all battles are fought, won or lost in our minds. And once we win in our mind, we are able to win in reality. So there's nothing like failure in life. What people call failure is a product of what they've defined as failure, but not that it is failure. So you realize that there's nothing called failure unless and until you quit. Once you quit, that's where we are going to say you have failed. But as long as you continue fighting, as long as you continue pushing, we are simply saying this is the journey, these are experiences. And this is the reason why Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, had this thought. He's the inventor of the light bulb, and it is said that he failed for about 1,000 times to come up with the light bulb. I don't care about the number of times, but I care about the thought behind. So he was asked, Thomas Edison, why did you fail for 1,000 times? He said, I did not fail for 1,000 times. But I have found 1,000 ways that won't work if you want to come up with a light bulb. So I am the best teacher. What other people are calling failure, to me, those were learning experiences, pushing me into excellence. And most of the times when I'm talking about excellence, especially for young people, I'm simply saying there's nothing called excellency without a training ground. Thomas Edison, 999 times of training pushed him into coming up with something exceptional. And most of the times when you see something being launched in public, there are a number of setbacks that person went through, but they never gave up. They are now considered great, exceptional people just because they never gave up. So the power to excellence is allowing the process of hardships to befall you without inviting it. Then you come up with a powerful and perfect product. And this is the reason why Martin Luther King Jr. once said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep the streets as Michelangelo painted. He should sweep the streets as Beethoven composed music. He should sweep the streets as Shakespeare composed poetry. He should sweep the streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job so well. So for you to be exceptional, to be perfect, for the heavens and earth to pause and say, here is an exceptional person, you must allow the journey to be tough, but not quit. And I think, sometimes God allows us to move from our comfort zone, not because he hates us, but because he wants us to be innovative. He wants us to confront those challenges and make sure that we come up with solutions. And this is what all the entrepreneurs we learn about who are so powerful right now, they did. Talk about Brian Chesky and Joe Gabriel. How did they create Airbnb, the biggest accommodation platform right now? These were people who went through life challenges. When others were saying challenges, they were saying this is a gap in the market. And they came up with a solution. Talk about Mark Zuckerberg at the University of Harvard, having more than 1,000 students who don't know each other. And he said, I want to create a platform that will help them to know each other and communicate as if they are under one room. This is a person who is looking at the gap in the market, and they are coming with a solution. And being a problem solver helps you to be somebody who sees a gap in the market and not complain about it, but he comes with a solution. And once you solve that problem, money will then follow. And this is how God deals with us when it comes to being broken. God looks simply at our woundedness and he heals us. Our emptiness is an opportunity for divinity to manifest its productivity. And once you understand that whenever you are empty, God does not throw you away. You come boldly to him and he fills that gap. When he fills that gap, you are now individualistic in thinking in Christ and unite with others in operation. That way you are unstoppable because you unlock your reason of existence. And when you have a purpose in life, you are going to drive change and nobody can use you for their personal agenda. Because if you don't have a purpose, you are going to be used as a tool in the hands of those who have a purpose. And you die a frustrated person. So that's the power of never giving up, fighting. Just to strengthen this, you know, there is a proverb that says, let a young man in his quest for a good life go and hunt. If he faces an elephant and kills it, his poverty will end. However, if the elephant kills him, his poverty will also end. So it simply means that you have to fight. You have to fight. Don't settle for comfort, because comfort is dangerous. There is too much idleness in comfort. But when things seem to be not going well, that's where your innovation is tapped. That's where your creativity is tapped. So tap into your creativity, because it's either you face the elephant and kill it, or it kills you. Poverty will kill you whilst complaining as a young person. We know that in Africa, let me address this. In Africa, many young people are complaining about everything. They want capital. They want some of the they want to be funded for them to start. That's a dangerous mindset, because you can't be 30 years and you are crying for capital. You need to innovate. You need to start something. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Once you start, it's easy for people to come and support your vision. So why is it that many people are crying and they want funding? It's because of our education system. Most of the African education system, it teaches people to remember not to think, to distribute not to start, to be employees not to be employers. This is the reason why we have number of graduates who are not working, but they are complaining, but they went to university for many years. Why is it like that? It's because they are addicted to being employed. And the best thing to do right now as a young person is to start a company, because people are addicted in being employed. Once you start a company, you invite them to come and support you in your vision, they will come running. And that's a dangerous philosophy. We need to wake up as Africans and say we are going to start, and I would rather learn through the process of discomfort than to be comfortable without getting anything.
Thank you so much for your very elaborate explanation and discussion on those principles of excellence in life. You jokingly said that you are one of the youngest presenters here at ASI.
Yes.
Do you mind telling us how old you are?
Okay, maybe before saying my age, I'm one of the I'm the youngest speaker here in this conference. And I want to appreciate ASI for that, because it shows that it is giving room for young people.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to do. It shows that it's not about your wallet, it's about having a great mind. I don't have $1 million, I'm not a millionaire in terms of money, but I'm a millionaire in terms of my mind. I have no doubt, and I don't apologize in terms of that. So with that being said, I'm 28 years old, right? I'm 28 years old.
Thank you so much. We have seen that for one to be a member of the ASI has to pay $60.
Okay.
And also for one to attend such an event, they have to pay a registration fee of $200. Now we are looking at a young professional, a young entrepreneur. How worth is it for someone to spend $200 to attend to such an event?
That's powerful. That's powerful. You know, what I know, the reason why I usually pay for not only for ASI conventions, but also for other conventions, it's because I know the value that comes with every meeting. I know that by paying a fee of $20 per year, depending with where you are, in some chapters it's $60 per year, but that is nothing. That is nothing. So I know that by paying that, I'm going to get more information, get more exposure, and I have benefited much from ASI, not in monetary value, but in terms of relationships and networks. Believe me, my brother, if you don't have a strong network that supports your vision, that supports your purpose, you're going to be frustrated. And I always say, your network is your net worth. If you have 4 friends who are fools, you become the 5th one. And that is a dangerous thing, to have a network of people who can support your vision, who can support what you want to establish. It's a dangerous network. But if you have 4 friends who are wise, you become the 5th one. So the power of these networks is that you add into your value. And out of these meetings, you get more than what you injected. So it is my encouragement for young people, because young people are very dangerous, some of them. They have this beggar mentality where they want people to give them things because, you know, they want people to give them things because they feel pity for them. But the greatest thing is, what is it that you can offer? You need to offer something. So we mustn't have a beggar mentality where we think programs, before talking about accommodation, if you're paying for the program, accommodation, you know, food and everything, let's talk about value. Let's talk about value. You can't run a program using amen. You can't run a program by being holy. You need money. You can't run a program by complaining. Yeah, they are charging this amount, they are what? No, we need money. So there is a principle which I operate by, which helped me. I had it previous years and it has helped me. The statement says, don't be too heavenly focused that you become earthly useless. At the same time, don't be too earthly focused that you lose eternity. Let your life be balanced. So when it comes to things of this earth, money is needed. And without money, things won't work. To have this structure we are having, it's money.
Yes.
It's money.
Yeah.
So before complaining as a young person, say, you know what? This amount has been charged. Why can't I just try to go and attend without being paid for? Once you do that, you give value to the meeting you are attending, and you won't take for granted every network you get. You won't take for granted even the presentations that are being done. But the reason why you go and make noise and what and do what, it's because first of all, you came for free. What you get for free, you always lose it for free. Cheap is very expensive. You rather pay so that you get expensive value.
Thank you so much. As we are coming to the end of our discussion,
Yes.
what message can you give to the young professionals for them to join the ASI? And also, what can be your message in terms of their spiritual growth as professionals, as also entrepreneurs? People might think that ASI, it's all about money.
Okay.
It's all about businesses.
That's powerful.
But what spiritual growth, what spiritual benefits that are also there when they join the ASI?
In terms of encouraging the young people to join ASI, I have one message. If you want to join, join. If you don't want, just leave it. We are going to meet in the future. If you want, join. If you don't want, just leave it. In terms of benefits, you know, I've benefited much through this platform, not in terms of finance, but in terms of exposure to information that can help me minister better. You know, you minister well if you are exposed to information. And ASI is a platform where we are just saying, business leaders, the mission is still there. Let us unite and make sure that we further the mission before we die. It's a platform which drives you into understanding that God can use you if you are still willing to be used, but He is never dependent on you. If you don't want with your money, you keep it. But God has many ways of using people to, and one of the ways is for us to come with our resources and say, let us push the gospel. And this platform is a great platform that is helping evangelism in a big way, which I appreciate as an individual. Then, in terms of the last thing I can say to young people, I am an author of 2 books, so I will actually focus on reading. There is power in reading. Books will take you to places you have never been to. You know, the Bible has taken us to heaven mentally, but we have never been there physically. So we live on earth as if we are in heaven, because the Bible has taken us there.
Heaven.
So exposure in terms of reading helps you to be a great leader, to have a great mind, and to see the world not in terms of the now, but in terms of what it can become. So as you see yourself in terms of who you can become, you also see the world in terms of what it can become. And that is the greatest thing we can have and encourage each other, especially as young people. Africa can only be great if we have young people who are not only talkers, who are not only theoretical, but also who understand that a great mind has to be seen through action. So let us combine these powers and know that by reading we become great leaders, because leaders are readers, and readers will always be leaders.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you tell our viewers where we can access your books? Give us either links or phone numbers, how we can reach out to you to access the books that...
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can get my number from Facebook. I think it's there. But for now, let me say +263 78 26 83 089. My Facebook account is Talent Ncube. Then opening bracket, Master Coach Talent NC. If you are searching, just search like that. Talent Ncube, Master Coach Talent NC. On TikTok, that's the same, Master Coach Talent NC. On LinkedIn, Talent Ncube, then Master Coach Talent NC. On Instagram, Master Coach Talent NC. So that's where you can get me.
Thank you so much for being with us here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Here in Malawi.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
What a beautiful country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's how we end our chat here at BICC Lilongwe, Scrolls of Faith podcast. We'll continue giving you more updates. Bye-bye.
Thank you, brother.
My pleasure.
Thank you.